Off we go from Denver. From the 6. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. And their quarterback, well, everyone knows he's got height, standing at 6'6".
Okay, I thought there was something to build on in last week's game by his performance. I thought he played fairly well overall. The numbers won't knock your socks off. 2 touchdown passes and an interception. The bottom line, though, they lost.
Yeah.
How does he eliminate that one interception, continue to take care of the ball, and maybe increase the number of times he puts the ball in the end zone with a receiver?
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They'll try the left side. It's Newton, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1?
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He finds his man complete. That's Newton. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Looking to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. And it is incomplete. Good positioning there downfield to break that one up. On 2nd down, it's Newton. And he's going to have the Broncos first down as he'll get this up to about the 42. Relatively small sample size, but that's his longest run of the first quarter. Bounced it out to the outside to make it successful.
And to get there, you actually need some help. It's not just your pure speed getting to the corner, making sure that the blocking is taken care of inside so the pursuit doesn't get you. And oftentimes, those wide receivers, tight ends that might be flexed out, they've got to control the edge and make sure no one from the outside can spill the play before he gets there.
So 2 first downs, and that moves the ball to the 42 now, 1st and 10. They'll try the left side. Newton, good cover defensively as they get to him just beyond the 45 after the broken tackle. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. He'll look to throw. He'll let this go for the end zone. And this a leaping effort, but it's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. They'll look to throw here. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. A huge play there for Denver.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. It'll be a loss of 6 yards on the play. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. Back to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. A field goal try forthcoming now for the Broncos. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost. And the Broncos Broncos, the first to grace the scoreboard. It's 3-zip. So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And leading them out there, we get a look at their 6'3" quarterback.
His game last week reminded me of the old song, accentuate the positive. That's about all he did, right?
Yeah.
3 touchdown passes, over 300 yards in the air. Receivers happy.
And they got the win.
Got the win. If you're a running back that likes to catch passes, they're happy as well. Big-time game.
Here's 2nd and 10. They're going to look to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's long. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes and they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
They'll look to throw again. The connection made. It's Graham. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Again, he'll drop to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Fighting him off. Give him 10 yards on the keeper, and it'll lead to a 2nd down. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. 2nd down and inches. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And this one will be brought back to the 22. So cancel the interception, pass interference.
And you know what else gets canceled? The return yardage. Makes the play, but now it's all for naught.
And he'll take this one inside the 10, down to the 8. We take a look at his numbers on the ground last week. Pretty good as he found himself in the end zone on 2 separate occasions.
And those are the most important numbers because no matter what you pile up prior to the goal line, getting in is all that matters. Putting those numbers up on the board, and they love them when they're 6s.
Here's a 2nd and 7. The quick slant caught. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. A great play there. His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Armadillos have taken the lead.
If you didn't know it, it won't surprise you to find out that this team leads the league in scoring. They've been a quick strike team all season long. There's another example. They did it again. This offensive coordinator, right now, you can write his ticket towards being a head coach. He's advanced in the ways of offense.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And the result, a Houston touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. So So the Broncos come back out as we give you a look at the playoff race in the AFC. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. On second down now. It's Newton, and the window closes quickly. He'll only get up to the 22-yard line. Now third down is looming. A pickup of 2 on first down and just 1 yard there. They'll set up a throw. Can't get away, and he's taken down. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th. CD, you know, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
And it appears that this was just a letdown from the offensive line, but they do have a tough job because if you're a big tackle out there on the perimeter, sometimes you don't have the agility to keep up with the defensive end who's looking to wreak havoc in the backfield, and he got there and put his man on the ground.
Yeah, that's a 48-yard punt with the coverage holding him to 3 on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Houston's offense taking over again. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
They'll run on first down. It's French, and he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. A lot of running backs, a little bit of a disadvantage when you start talking MVP. Might not be the case this year. You think he's got a shot, don't you?
I do. I think he's got more than a shot. But what he's going to need here down the stretch this late in the season, he needs that big closing game, that game that we're all going to reflect on and go, oh, my goodness, did he put up a number, let's say 200 plus?
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And this one's incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. They'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. He'll drop to throw. And Graham's got it. Complete. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 37.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's French. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. It's another 10 yards on that one and another first down. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. And to give this time to the tailback. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line.
Let's go. Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. They'll set up to throw. And he is going to go down. They sack him on the final play of the first quarter. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football. And his kick is good. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So a nice kick there as they add 3 to the lead.
And from what I've seen so far, Brandon, I think they've been the better of the two teams here in the first half. So even though you want the touchdown, I think that's a nice job there to put 3 points on the board.
And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. Just a lone field goal for them so far, trailing 10-3 as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try the left side. Newton, and he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
Buying time to his left. And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the first down marker. The Broncos on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down. The Broncos send out their punter now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. Here's Hyde. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Working with a 2nd and 3. Now a give, right side. French, he'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. He will have the 1st down as he's brought down up near midfield. 45 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
That's about what you would expect since they're so efficient on picking up 3rd downs in the top 5 in the NFL. It's all a mindset, and I'm guarantee you it started in the offseason. 3rd down's important to them. They find a way to pick them up at a very good clip.
Back to throw now on 1st down. He finds his receiver left side. This is Patton. 2nd and 7. And they'll run on the inside handoff. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave them with a 3rd and about 5. They'll look to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's French. The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2. They'll try and run for it. And, boy, this is going to be close. That mark looks a little short, and he didn't get there. They come up short here on 4th down. And the Broncos will take over on downs. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. So, Charles, the season winding down, the playoffs obviously not in their future. As they look ahead to the offseason, what spots do they maybe need to fill?
Well, I think that they like the guy who's calling the plays and throwing the ball. I think that he's a pretty good player. Needs some help, I think, on the perimeter, though. Help him out with receivers, because I think if he gets an upgrade there, his play gets that much better, too.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
The Broncos on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 2. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th.
I apologize in advance, partner, but the beefeaters on the interior of this D-line, you just know they were licking their chops on 3rd and short. And yes, they were rewarded with a tasty dish, stuffing that one short of a first down.
The Broncos send out their punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. On the return, it's high. Now it appears we're going to get whistles and a stop, a man down on the return. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he'll take it ahead to the 28-yard line. They'll drop to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's French. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon. And it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Back to throw here. He finds his man, complete. It's Harrington. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. Going to give this time to the tailback. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Now back to throw. And left side here, it's Graham. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 39. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
On 2nd down, it's French. Flashed the stick skills, but didn't get a ton from it. Stopped short of the 35. Out of the gun now on third down. He finds his man complete. It's Harrington. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. A big play that time through the air. 37 yards. Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? And when you think of an explosive play, most offensive staffs define them as passes of 20 or more yards and runs of 15 or more yards.
They went zooming past that number there. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. A great effort there. With touchdown number 29, too short of LaDainian Tomlinson's all-time record 31. And the Armadillos are able to add on to that lead. Extra point attempt here still to come. It's up and good, and that makes it 17-3. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And the result, a Houston touchdown. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. With the football going back over to the Denver Broncos. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Pressure comes and down he goes. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. On 3rd down, it's Newton. And a very short pickup there across the 15 to the 16. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. A 40-yard punt, 5 yards on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Houston set to take over. And they had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try and cut down the length of the drive.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. This one is caught. It's Patton. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And that is incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. This offense, Charles, we've talked about how well they played all season, sitting now at 13-0 and the finish line for a perfect regular season. That's in sight. Some in the media this week were pointing back to the 07 Patriots. Of course, remember, they finished the regular season unbeaten, but they were tested multiple times in that final month plus.
Yeah, but something like 4 of their last 6 wins were one-possession games, and they played like a team that was trying to protect something instead of chasing something. And that's what happens when you have an undefeated record. So it behooves you as a team, get a couple blowouts in there so you get a chance to relax and breathe. But that's much easier said than done.
Here's 1st and goal, and gosh, points here, a chance maybe to put this thing away before halftime. Back to throw again. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating the defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Armadillos are able to widen their advantage.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there, unable to do so. That makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
A try here for the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points. A drive that time of 6 plays. And the result, a Houston touchdown. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And you combine a big leg with a mile-high air. There's the outcome. This will sail out of the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos going to get one more possession in this first half. And with 25 seconds to go, we'll see how they want to play this. And just 25 seconds to go in the half now as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And that's off the mark, incomplete. 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw here. He finds his man, complete. That's Newton. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. The long-distance shot before break comes up empty, but now Charles flipped the script. Time for likely one more play as field position becomes an issue.
Yeah, when you talk about field position, remember, if this kick is missed, the ball comes back to where? The spot that they snapped it from. So field position becomes a factor. I think at this spot, you might also want to think about throwing the Hail Mary. You know, put the ball up in the air. Maybe you can get 6 out of it instead of 3.
Yeah, see what happens. So that would have been something from that distance, but to no avail. Comes up. We have reached the intermission. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, time for a sprint to the finish, as it's time to get you caught up with what's happening around the NFL here in a pivotal Week 15. We'll start over at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, and it's the Buccaneers who are out in front. The Buccaneers trying to gut this one out, as it would be a good victory for them if they could get it. From there, let's head west to see what's going on with the Raiders at home in Las Vegas. And this one going the visitors' way, as the Cardinals have the lead in that one. The Cards looking to sew that one up, and they look to be in pretty good shape. Lastly, let's get you to Charlotte, North Carolina. check on the Panthers at home at Bank of America Stadium. And they were victorious in that one over the visiting Atlanta Falcons. The Panthers are just playing out the string here in December, but they are able to up their mark to 4-10 with the win. Time now for a check of the next-gen stats for our visitors in the first half, and they've had plenty of success throwing the football so far this afternoon, as they're on pace to throw for over 300 yards if their form holds. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, we check on their numbers on the ground in the first half, as they know they'll need to be better to overcome this halftime deficit.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And we will not see a return to start the half, as this will be a touchback.
Let's go!
Out now comes the Houston offense as you take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. And for them, it's no longer a question of will they make the playoffs. They've clinched the division title. The question, can they hold on to that #1 seed?
And this is where the mental fortitude comes to play, doesn't it? Because now you're not just the coach talking about it, it's team talking about it to each other, supporting each other, carrying each other along, because having that #1 seed means everything in the NFL.
It does. So even though the division title's clinched, shouldn't take the foot off the gas.
No, not at all. Play it all the way through, and I think we've seen that in recent years in the NFL. The teams that play and play to win each and every game, they're the ones to deal with in the playoffs.
On third down, French, and he will not get there as they stop him short right around the 34-yard line. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
When a good play is made on defense, oftentimes leverage is the key to everything. Defensive line not getting turned, all the other guys making sure they're in the right spot, and on that play, they were able to stop him short of a 1st down.
So they bring out their punter. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. And they've got to be a little bit frustrated about that last drive, missed field goal.
Always hurts a team because, you know, you've put something out there, you've given yourself a chance, you're in range, and the ball doesn't go through the post. But it's not something to panic about, I don't believe. Just keep playing and keep going.
And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. He'll look to throw. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 26. And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
And now out comes Houston. They were forced to punt last time, and I doubt sincerely that they'll have to punt here because they're gifted with terrific field position.
I don't even want to think about the idea that they would end up punting starting with this type of field position. Neither do they. Great starting spot, great opportunity to run your full playbook. They want to take a shot here, they can go ahead and do it.
The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Looking to throw. Touchdown! That's caught. A great effort there. With a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Armadillos use the short field to get in for 6.
I know a lot of people look at these games and think, all right, this thing's done. Let's have some sportsmanship. Let's not try and score. You should never do that in the NFL. I've seen big leads blown, and teams that looked like they had a victory, all of a sudden we're going home with a loss.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll increase their lead to 28. They had the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone. This one fielded at the 5. And he's going to be out of bounds. Here's the run back. We'll leave him shy of the 20-yard line. Now on the return here, we've got an injured player down there. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now.
And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on first down to set him back on second.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. He'll look to throw. He's going to loft this one deep left sideline. And that is intercepted on the sideline. Wait, no. They'll say no. It was caught out of bounds. So this is just an incompletion here.
But we saw that he had a lot of success last week throwing the football, but that hasn't translated to this week. But with his team behind,
tried to drop it in there, but it's intercepted. Picked off around the 41. This defense, Charles, coming up with another interception. They have really done an excellent job of locking up these receivers.
Yeah, they're really on fire. They are actually doing what they talk about all the time, which is plastering to receivers when they're in their zones. They didn't give up a touchdown the first half. Haven't done so here in this half either. Blanketed the field, going all the way back to the opening drive, and they come up with a pick right there.
Houston's offense taking over again. And last time out, another touchdown. I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the fourth quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this one's just about decided. But you know who benefits from all those empty seats? You and me, trying to get to the airport. The road to be fairly clear by the time we have to leave the booth.
Give him 4 yards there on the first down keeper. 2nd and 6. Here's a handoff out of the gun. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. Back to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Graham. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. That grab another career milestone for him. 900 career catches now.
All right, the applause is beginning, right? The applause is going on. That puts him just outside the top 20 all-time in the NFL. Next in his sights at 903, Wes Welker.
Rarefied air. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. They're going to look to throw. The connection made. It's Graham. And he's going to get this inside the 30.
And if anyone thinks they're just going to tuck their horns in and pull back off the throttle a little bit, you can forget it. Even with this big third-quarter lead, I think this team's going to continue to take their shots downfield, and there's another completion.
On first down, it's French, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
2 yards on the pickup.
Here's 2nd and 8. He finds his man complete. It's long. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Great mix of play calling so far. 3 runs, 3 passes. All 3 passes have been completions. 1st and goal.
I think on defense now, you have to almost take a chance. Rely on your scouting. Pick a play you think they would run here and just load up for it and see what happens.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's going to ball his way down to about the 1-yard line. 86 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. 2nd and goal from the 1. And they'll run again. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. 3rd and goal now, mere inches from pay dirt. They'll try to run this one in. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. His third rushing touchdown on the year and fourth overall. And the Armadillos have got it on cruise control. So the second down run didn't work. They run it again on third down and get in. I wasn't sure if they might pass it, Charles. We know that they like to mix it up down here around the goal line.
Yeah, almost felt like the offensive line said, forget mixing it up. Let's call our favorite running play over our best blockers, and let's get this one in.
Extra point right down the middle, and that will extend this big lead. That time a 9-play drive, and the result a Houston touchdown. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. From the 6. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Now the Broncos offense, they get set to head back onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Second and 3. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. They push him back 8 yards that time on second down.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. The Broncos send out their punter now, standing just outside his own goal line. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. Out comes a Houston offense as they get set to take over here. They are just putting things together so well here, drive after drive. They really have captured the momentum, haven't they?
They've taken momentum and pretty much not just given him a jersey, but a seat on the bench as well. Whatever do you need, you've got it, because the way they're stringing things together and creating that distance between them and their opponent, it's really hard to narrow that gap. And the other part is they're taking their spirit away from them, too.
Yeah, now they're just looking to add to that total. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. On third and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. He's going to float this one deep right side. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Houston. Well, he's been doing this for a lot of years with the arm strength still there, and he showed it off on that one.
And that is absolutely demoralizing for a defense because you've got the offense on the ropes. It's third down. You're trying to get off the field, and then wham, you have a letdown in the secondary, and you give up a big one.
Point after, right down the middle, and the lead will swell by one more. Scoring summary, 3-play drive, and the result a Houston touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Taking it about the 1. And not a good return here at all as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Now a give right side. Newton, and he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 11, he goes down. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They'll set up a throw. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And he comes back with one complete. And they stop him short of the first, as he can only get to the 20. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
I thought maybe when he caught it, he'd have a good chance of getting that first down, but that's a nice job of holding him up and preventing him from getting to the sticks.
The Broncos send out their punter now, as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. We'll call that a 47-yard punt, a return of just 3. Houston set to take over. They've really distanced themselves. They have put the pedal to the metal, I guess, so to speak.
So definitely have them in the rearview mirror, don't they? I mean, you're exactly right. Being able to string together these drives that end up in points, it's almost like a run in basketball to create that distance, and they're on a really big-time one right now.
It becomes contagious, doesn't it?
It absolutely does, because oftentimes it translates to your defense as well, because they're excited about getting the ball back for their offense that's playing so well.
Well, they are clicking right now. A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. They'll keep it on the ground. French. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 111 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here, because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Get me! Let's go! Let's go!
They'll run on 1st down. It's French. Muscles him off. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Well, that is a running back who was not about to go down easily. He fought his way through the contact until the C's opened up for him.
And with a guy his size, you have to know defensively that arm tackles aren't going to fly with him. You have to be able to wrap up, or else he can just brush tacklers aside like they're not even there.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. He'll drop to throw. And Graham's got it. Complete. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line.
Well, I certainly don't want to pile on, but this defense has just not been up to the challenge in this game, and this continues as we see here. Coverage, not been very good. Soft in spots. There's an easy throw and catch for another 1st down.
On 1st down, French. And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd.
We're off to the 4th quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. On 3rd down, it's French. So he fought off the tackle, and that effort gives him the first before he's brought down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to, and it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Quick hitter here. It's complete. 7 yards the pick up there. 2nd and 3 with the ball sitting on the 5. Touchdown. It's complete. A great play there. Becoming just the 2nd player with 30 touchdowns in a single year. And the Armadillos add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. And you wonder now if he might be able to remove the helmet, put on the baseball cap, and watch the rest of this one from the sideline. His 5th touchdown pass of the game.
Say that again. Did you say 5th touchdown pass of the game?
Yes, sir.
But that's a heck of a performance, isn't it? Because they've had no answer for him at all game long. Receivers have been open constantly, and he hasn't missed a single one of them.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that will extend this big lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. Denver's offense ready to go again. And it's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Under pressure, and down he goes. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up 2nd down.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. They'll set up to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. The Broncos on 3rd down. Just a 20% success rate at 2 of 10. This is 3rd and 10. He finds his man complete. That's Newton. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They can go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws a place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 46. They'll look to throw again. And he's got his man in stride, complete. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Again, he'll drop to throw. Forced out to his left. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. And a quick throw here, that's complete. That catch good for only a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. They'll look to throw. Across the formation, he's got a man. That's Allen. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Back to throw now on 1st down. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4.
This has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And that's caught at the 2. Touchdown, Broncos! A great effort there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Broncos are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury. And it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run. He finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
Extra point right down the middle as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This one fielded at the 5. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's been a good workhorse. I know we use the word workhorse a lot, but he's been a good workhorse for him in this one.
No doubt about it, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what you're looking for if you're a back, because that means everything's coming together for you. The big guys up front have created space. You've run through it. You've probably gotten some help even from the wide receivers who want to catch passes as opposed to block, but they're helping out too.
Yeah, everyone's pitching in. He's had a good game. 2nd and 2. And he will find his man on the end route, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
Tell you what, partner, the way he's been slinging in this one, I think he should be ticketed for a baseball cap and a set of headphones for the next drive. He's been absolutely sensational. But one thing we've both learned about quarterbacks in this league, they often stay on the field longer than you expect.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. They run the counter. French. And shedding a man at the 40. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 157 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
On 2nd down now, it's French. And he'll be down close to the 1st down marker as he gets this to the Broncos' 29. That's going to be a 6-yard gain. It leaves him with 3rd down and just a yard to go.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll manage to break a tackle and get this forward for a couple. It'll be 2nd down. They'll keep it on the ground. French, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. play number 8 on this drive, and they need 9 yards to pick up the first on third. Now back to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3.
Partner, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the fourth quarter.
Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes, and boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to polish it off. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. There's some oohs and ahs from the crowd as he jukes his way forward for a couple of yards. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's our visitors with the football as we get you reset. They've got a second and goal now as they look to end. And he's in for the score, and his spectacular season continues as he ties the NFL touchdown record.
He is phenomenal.
Everybody in the stadium knew what they were going to do right there, CD. 3 tight ends on the field, all that extra bulk, and they run it in.
And you saw where that one went, right? You run it over your best blocker. I can just see the head coach right now. I want to run this one over the big boy. And they got it done.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead will swell by 1 more. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Denver's offense now set to go. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. Just too much to handle on the other side in this one. They'll come out throwing here on first down. And he can't escape, and down he goes. It'll be a loss of 10. And it'll bring up second.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for third. They'll drop to throw. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off at about the 31. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And gosh, you look up at the scoreboard, they just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter. They'll run on first down. It's French, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. They'll keep it on the ground. French, and he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line.
Let's go. Love it. Let's go.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for our visitors, they move ever closer to the perfect regular season as they run things to 14-0. And they'll return home next week to take on the Detroit Lions. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, they drop their 10th game now to fall to 4-10. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to KC to take on the Chiefs.